Hello and welcome to a brand new series where we try to decide the most agreeable fighters pass for Super Smash Bros. Ultimate. Now, when I say agreeable, it's going to be pretty much based on high percentages of yeses. And what do I mean by that? Well, each of these videos will solely focus on one specific character. Now, these videos, maybe we get two, I don't know, maybe 3 a week. We'll see how it all plays out and how much time I have to sit down and record these. But each video will solely focus on one specific character. And then the next video becomes a different character and so on and so forth. But by that I mean, we will talk about the series, the popularity of, well, the character and the series. We'll talk about the relevancy of the series and character as well, because that's still important to some people. We'll even talk about some moves, for potential moveset. Why not? Among other things. So, once we've finished talking about the character for that day, we will all then give our own opinions on whether we want that character in the Fighter's Pass. So, it'll just be a simple yes or no from you and from me, because I'll give my opinion as well, but it's a simple yes or no. Tell me down in the comment section, yes, I would like to see this character in the Fighter's Pass, or no, I would not like to see this character in the Fighter's Pass. I guess without any further ado, let's jump in to today's character. Alright, right before we get into today's character, we got some updates to go over. So, Crash Bandicoot was our character of the Yay or Nay series a couple weeks ago. We did update his stats last week, but he's had a few more votes since then. So, quick update on Crash's stats. He is now up to a total of 62 votes, which 51 of those happen to be yeses, 10 of those are no's, and we still have that one undecided. So, you got to do the quick, simple math. 51 divided by 62 gives us an 82.2% yes in favor for Crash Bandicoot. So there's Crash's updated stats. Now moving on to the character from last week, Dante from Devil May Cry. Dante so far has a total of 41 votes. 25 of those are yeses. There are 14 no's and actually 2 unsures. So we got to take the yeses divided by the total, which is 25 divided by 41. And Dante's yeses come out at 60.9%. So there you go. Right now, Crash, 82%. Dante, 60%. Not too bad. Now, for the rest of the video.
Master Chief, you mind telling me what you're doing on that ship?
Sir, finishing this fight.
That is right. Master Chief himself. Oh my goodness. Boy, could you imagine Master Chief jumping into the fray that is known as Super Smash Brothers? I get goosebumps thinking about that. But Master Chief, he's one of the most influential gaming icons of all time. Master Chief started his journey on the original Xbox with Halo Combat Evolved, which, by the way, here's a little chart for you, sold over 5.5 million copies for a brand new franchise that ended up becoming, well, that company's go-to. They're like, Master Chief is Microsoft's Mario. So he came out of the gates hot and firing, and he stayed there ever since. As you can see, Halo 2 followed it up with their release of over 8 million copies. Halo 3 did even better than all the Halo games since. So this franchise continues to sell multi-million number of units, which is just insane, right? That's great for a company. You want to, especially if you're jumping into video games, you want to build up, first-party characters. And they did that with Master Chief right from the get-go. That was, very quickly. That's what he did. Xbox's start. He became their franchise player. He's their mascot. He's the legend. He is the guy that helped shape so many minds in gaming, since his debut. Master Chief is the reason that so many people play, first-person shooters or something along the line. Master Chief Halo, they did that, and that's very cool. I know maybe it wasn't the first ever first-person shooter, but he kind of defined a whole genre, not a whole genre, but like a whole generation himself. Master Chief did that. Now I want to throw my 2 cents in here on something very quickly. I want to talk about why Master Chief being in Smash Bros makes 100% sense. Well, not only for both companies, okay? Not just for Nintendo and not just for Microsoft, but, well, the fans as well. Why does this make so much sense? So, as we already know, Nintendo and Microsoft have already worked together because, well, we got that long time requested character, Banjo and Kazooie. So, they've worked together before, not to mention Minecraft has been on multiple Nintendo systems, right? And even Master Chief kind of, but Master Chief skin has been on a Nintendo console, so does that count? I guess you could argue that. But basically, these two companies, Microsoft and Nintendo, have already worked together several times. And speaking of working together, like I was just mentioning with Minecraft, wasn't it Nintendo that sent out this the tweet saying, "Hey, now that we can play cross-platform, you want to play together?" Wasn't that Nintendo, I believe? I think that's the tweet I had. So, like, these guys work together. It wasn't just Smash Bros. It's been, tons of things. It's great to see when companies can work and play together. So if these two companies ever decided to strike another deal, and it happened to include Master Chief as a part of the second Fighters Pass, it would, seriously, it just makes too much sense. So here's the reason. Nintendo, for their side, not only do they get one of the biggest characters in video games today, even of all time, with Master Chief. Not only do they get that, it's just like that draws in people, fans of gaming from the Microsoft platform, right? They want to see their guy. They want to see Master Chief duke it out with the likes of Mario or Sonic or Mega Man or Snake or whoever it might be. Those are dream matches. So what does Microsoft get out of this? Well, obviously they do get their money for the licensing fee, right? It just makes sense. But I think definitely more importantly, Microsoft gets to promote their top character on another company's console. They are showing this whole new group of gamers on Nintendo. They're showing this what Xbox has to offer with Master Chief. They're able to show his design, his character, his energy, his everything. They're able to showcase to a brand new chunk of gamers, and Microsoft has been trying to grow recently. We know this. They just recently purchased ZeniMax. They got Bethesda stuff. They're growing their brand in gaming. It makes sense for both those companies, and then of course gamers, right? We just get to see more iconic matchups, like I was mentioning, Mario against Master Chief potentially, or just I'll let you make up your own dream scenarios, but it makes too much sense. Plus, Microsoft is trying to move into the Japanese market, remember. So this is kind of a nice way for, them to witness, the Japanese audience, that is, for them to witness what Xbox has to offer within Master Chief. Maybe that gets some people's attention and like, okay, maybe the new Xbox, maybe it's something I should check out. Maybe I should start looking at this Halo game. Maybe whatever it might be. You never know until you see it, until it gets advertised, until you play as it, until you get open to that experience for the first time. So it makes too much sense for all. Okay, I can't say it makes too much sense, but it makes perfect sense for all parties involved here. Moving on to some potential moves here real quick for Master Chief. I'm only going to go over a couple things. I could go on for probably a good half hour at least, but just a few things. So up first, we have the Needler. This would be a very fun, fast projectile that could even have like a secondary effect to it. What I mean by that is when you fire off the Needler in the Halo games, depending on how many needles actually stick into the opponent that you're aiming at, it will have an explosion effect. So you could deal the little bit of damage with the actual needles every time it hits the opponent. Say half of that clip ends up sticking into the opponent, then you get the extra, like, the explosion effect to end it. I think that'd be pretty fun. Now for the Brute Shot, this is another fun one. Cool grenade launcher type weapon. Can deal big damage. Maybe not, not huge damage, but good amount of damage, And you could do it from afar, right? You got a pretty, You already have the Needler, which had to have pretty decent range. Brute Shot, you could fire this off and it kind of would bounce around. It's not like a straight shot. No, it's a grenade kind of bouncing all around. So, uh, fun little idea there with the Brute Shot. Got the Gravity Hammer. This one's just perfect for some sort of smash attack, right? Like maybe a forward smash or something. But it would have like a somewhat of a big wind up. And then, I don't know, just a huge slam down with the actual Gravity Hammer for massive damage. Probably becoming Master Chief's most powerful attack. Maybe his best KOing option, I would have to say. Don't forget about the Energy Sword. Again, another weapon type for Master Chief to play around with. But I could see this as a quick slash type of attack. Maybe used as a potential forward tilt or maybe like a back air. Maybe that could work in there. Or you could even use it somewhat similar to Shulk with his side special, where Shulk lunges forward. So in this case, Chief pulls out the Energy Sword, lunges forward, and slices. Very similar to how Shulk does that. So that's just to name a few attacks. I could keep going on and on, but we'll save that for Master Chief's potential video. Now I think it's just time to kind of end it off. We've gone over quite a few things, his importance, game sales, all this stuff. So let's just answer the question, yay or nay. For me, this is a big yay. 100% yes. I would love to see Master Chief. He's my second most wanted character to be in Super Smash Bros. Like, Chief for me has given me so many incredible memories in my gaming life. Like, to have that possibility of one of the most iconic gaming characters of all time join Smash Bros., how can I say no to that? How could anybody say no? Maybe you're not the biggest fan of him, but isn't that what Smash Bros. Is all about? These mashups, these dream scenarios? Oh, come on. Everybody would love that. Everybody would love to see that. So, for me, it's a big yes. Let me know what you guys think down in the comments. Yay, nay, or I guess if you want to be undecided, that's fine too, but just be decisive with your vote. That's all I'm going to ask. That's all I got for this one. Hope you guys enjoyed as always, and I guess we'll see you when I'm looking at you.